This night was the first night that we met Pocket, I think. This was in Contenders NA. And Mr. X, I think, was just flying in to do the event occasionally. Or was that Golden Boy? I can't quite remember. But it was me and Bren, and our first time meeting a bunch of the talent that work in the Overwatch League. And it was kind of our debut big event. We'd worked on TakeOver before, but that was only with Uber. And also Jason Kaplan as well, but he wasn't really in the... I suppose he kind of was at that time, actually, in the clique of people that were at the top of the game in Overwatch. But we'd only really met Uber and then ZP and Hex. But the big dogs, the people that were already locked in for Owl, people like Mr. X, Pocket, Golden Boy, Monte Cristo, Doa, these kind of people, we hadn't met. And we came to Colorado, and we'd never done anything in America before, and we were all living in the same hotel. So they took us down to make s'mores. And I'd never had a s'more before. I didn't understand what they were or how to make them. I'd had toasted marshmallows, but I didn't get the whole, like, put them between two crackers and put chocolate in them and stuff like that. So we accidentally burnt a ton of them. And we also got really, really drunk. And so the Pocket still says to this day, the first thing that he really remembers about me and Bren is that the first night that we went out and had drinks, we were cooking s'mores, and I had a game going with Bren at the time. The game is called Eyebrow. And it's, if someone makes a claim that they will do something, you can say eyebrow to them, and they either have to do it, or they get a slice of their eyebrow taken out. And we could play that at that time because we weren't working for the Overwatch League. And also just the fact that we were working for Overwatch Contenders meant that it heightened the odds even more. Because you certainly didn't want a slice taken out of your eyebrow. So you just absolutely had to do it. So he said there was some joke made about the ashes of the s'mores. Like, we'd cooked the s'mores, we'd actually accidentally burnt them, and some ash had fallen on the ground that was like burnt s'more. And Bren said something about, oh yeah, there was some joke about snorting them. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll do that. And so I eyebrowed him. I said to him, looked him dead in the eyes, I said, eyebrow, you got to do it. And so the first thing that Pocket remembers about me and Bren is that I bet him to snort some ashes. And just, Bren, in the middle of meeting these important people in esports for the first time ever, just got down on the table where we were cooking s'mores and straight snorted up some ashes, which is horrifically awful. Just never do that if you're at home. Never, ever, ever. Just very carcinogenic, horrific for your nose, awful. Just really, really terrible. But just some burnt s'more decided to snort it. Because why not? Got to make a good first impression, right? You got to make a good first impression.